Hi, my name is Gerhard Gschwandtner and welcome to Selling Power TV. Today we have the pleasure of speaking with Jeffrey Hayzlett. He's the author of a wonderful book called Running the Gauntlet. Welcome, Jeff.
It's always good to be with you. I always enjoy our talks.
Tell us about your new TV show.
The CSuite with Jeffrey Hayzlett. We even put my name right in there, which was really kind of nice. The show is about taking people in where most business people don't go. 99.9% of most business will never be able to walk into that C-suite. And what we do is we give unbelievable, unconfidential boardroom access to these leaders of companies around problems they're facing.
So how do you deal with the PR barriers that you normally get?
They do that. Now, trust me. We have the handlers. They're following around. They're trying to whisper in my ear, say, don't say that, which I tell them, I'm typically, as you know, my style is like, oh, would you, somebody said we were talking about a change in the management, and my producer said, ask them about the regime change. And right away, the PR guy says, don't say that. I said, what would you like? Would you like me to say junta? Would you like me to say, takeover? What do you want? So I tend to push back, as you know. But I'm very direct. I mean, if they do what they need to do, we'll do what we need to do. And for the most part, these are commercials for the businesses. Although we're asking very, very tough questions. I mean, we're really peeling back the onions.
How do you deal with an organization like I saw the interview with CrossFit, where you try to draw out...
It takes time.
Yeah, draw out a lot of substance, and you did.
Those people that find higher purpose to business than earning money are the ones making all the damn money.
I felt there was still a barrier because they don't want to be seen as a cult.
No, and they don't want to. They want to hold things that they think are dear to them. And every company like that, Dominos didn't want to tell me why they made the choice until finally they told me they had a survey that said they were rated behind Chuck E. Cheese. Well, that's the worst thing you could have. But they didn't want to say that necessarily. In each of these cases, I have to build their confidence, have to build the rapport with them, and then I have to kind of wear them down until we get to the point. And I'm unrelentless and keep asking the questions. In some cases, I even prod them. I said, they said, well, I can't tell you that. What are you, the CEO? You have to ask your mother. You need to go to your board of directors. Let's get them on the phone, So, but by and large, we get them to loosen up, relax. We're not there to hurt them. We're not there to harm them. We're there to learn from them. And by learning, I think people have a greater bond with that particular brand or that particular company. And so from that perspective, the learnings that we're getting from the show have been off the chart.
What have you learned from Autodesk?
What was really cool about Autodesk is that old dogs can learn new tricks. It might take them a little while because they did have an unmitigated disaster, as Carl Bass, their CEO, said, when they first tried to go from a shrink-wrap software. And with guys who had been in the company 20, 30 years, because I had them all raise their hands and go through that process to tell me how long they had been there. And in that case, we still find out that they can learn new tricks. And I thought that was a good lesson. So
how did they make that transformation in your view?
Well, not very well, as we find out, because their stock went down, but their stock's at an all-time high. So when you look at it, they stumbled a little bit and they had to find their way. And they were willing to at least be more public about how they went through that process. And I think what you find is that they were willing to take risk. It's not easy to take risk in a company, not easy to cause tension. But see, that's our jobs as leaders.
What is your next book about?
Well, I think what we'll do is write something around what we're learning in these boardrooms and in these C-suites, because I'm learning a lot of secrets and things that never get to air because we only have half an hour. And there's always 3 or 4 other things that we learn, from every single episode that I don't get to put in, but are just wonderful, wonderful secrets for business owners, for selling leaders, for people, whether you're on Main Street or you're on Wall Street.
Well, thank you. I cannot wait to hear the story behind the story. So for anybody who would like to know more about Jeff Hayzlett, I recommend you read this book.